Morning friends of class 11 science. Today we will learn a few more things about vectors such as negative vector, equal vector, magnitude of vector and vector resolution. Okay, so let us start with the first thing, negative vector. Okay, suppose if we have a vector which is like this, I call it as vector A, then how will I write negative vector A or minus vector A? Very simple, draw another vector of same magnitude. Okay, this is initial position, this is final, this becomes final, this becomes initial, this is vector minus A. So negative of a vector is nothing but it is the same vector with opposite direction. A vector having same length, same direction, but the direction actually is changing by 180 degrees. Okay, let me show you few more examples of a negative vector. Now here see, we have this small unit vector known as I cap. You know what is I cap? I cap is a unit vector in the direction of positive x-axis. So a vector of length 1 unit but in opposite direction will be minus I cap. Okay, I have another vector which is 2 I cap. I cap means direction is positive x-axis. 2 I cap means 2 steps in the direction of positive x-axis. And now if I want to draw minus 2 I cap, it will be of the same length, reversed direction. Similarly, if this is a vector 3 j cap means direction is positive y-axis, then minus 3 j cap will be just the opposite like this. Okay, fine. So this is negative vector. What is negative vector? Negative vector is the same vector with reversed direction. Got it? Or there is nothing more than this in a negative vector. Now this comes equal vector or equal vectors. If I have two vectors, say this is vector B, this is vector C. Okay, what is the condition so that vector B and vector C they become equal? When can we write that vector B is equal to vector C? If both the vectors have same magnitude, that means if both the vectors have same length, if both the vectors have the same direction, then we can say that vector B is equals to vector C. So by definition, two vectors can be equal if they have the same magnitude and the same direction. But one thing to be taken care of, the initial point of B is this, the final point is this. For vector C, the initial point is this and the final point is this. Okay, but this does not affect their equality condition. Two vectors are equal if they have the same magnitude, if they have the same direction, but they may have different initial points and different final points. It makes no difference. Did you get that? Even though two vectors may have different initial points, they may have different final points, but still they will be considered as equal vectors. Got it? So, three things to be considered. I am again telling you. First thing, they should have equal magnitude. Second thing, they should have same direction. Third thing, they may have different initial points and final points. number line, say x-axis, this is point 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If I draw this vector, okay, what this vector is? It is 2 I cap, 2 steps in direction of I cap. Okay, I call this as vector x, or sorry, let me call it as vector L. If I have another vector, this one, okay, what is the direction? The direction is I cap. What is its magnitude? Magnitude is 2, and suppose this is vector M. So can I consider these two vectors as equal vectors? Yes, they will be equal. But if you say that sir, L has got different initial and final points, M has got different initial and final point does not matter. These two vectors will be considered as equal vectors because they are having same magnitude and direction. Okay, now what important result comes from this? See, in simple mathematics, if I want to write a number, I can write it in many different ways. I can write it as 4 minus 2 equals to 2. I can write it as 10 minus 8 again equal to 2. I can write it as 7 minus 5 which is again equal to 2. In the same way, this vector, this vector, this vector, this vector, they are all equal vectors. Just like this gives you the same number. This, they have same length, same direction. So all these vectors are equal vectors. Okay? And the consequence of this is one vector can be transferred anywhere in our coordinate system. Suppose if this marker, it is a vector, consider this as a vector. Okay, I have this vector. I can shift this vector parallel to itself anywhere. Can I shift it like this? Yes. Can I shift this vector like this? Yes. Can I shift this vector like this? Yes. Any vector can be shifted to anywhere in the coordinate system, but you should not change its magnitude, you should not change its direction. Equal vectors. Okay, now the third thing comes is magnitude of a vector. Magnitude. What do you mean by magnitude? Magnitude is represented by the length of a vector. Now, I have a vector A which is given as 2i cap plus 3j cap. There are two axes, so this becomes a two-dimensional vector. If I have another vector like this, which is minus 2i cap plus 2j cap plus 5k cap, this is what? This is a 3D vector because this involves x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Okay, so if a vector has two different components of directions, it is a 2D vector. If it has three different components of direction, it becomes a 3D vector. Got it? But now how to find the magnitude of this vector? Very easy. Finding the magnitude of a vector, very easy. Magnitude means you are not worried about the direction. You have to remove the direction. So, vector A, how to write the magnitude? Simply write it as A, or you can also write it as vector A inside a modulus. This is magnitude of vector A. This is also magnitude of vector A. The formula is very simple. Square root. The first number is 2. So make the square of 2. The second number is 3. Make the square of 3. This gives you square root of 4 plus 9, which is the square root of 13. So what is magnitude of vector A? It is root 13. Okay, what about magnitude of B? Again very simple, it can be represented like this. Simply write down B, or you write down vector B, put a modulus over it. Modulus means magnitude. Okay, put a square root. First number is -2, so -2 has to be squared, plus the second number is again 2, 2 has to be squared, plus the third number is 5, square it. This is what? 4 plus 4 plus 25, and this is what? 25 plus 4, 29, 29 plus 4, 33. So the magnitude of this vector is root 33. Okay, the general form in which I can write any vector, the magnitude of any vector is very simple, root and squares. What you have to do is just root and squares. Vector V is given as AI cap plus BJ cap plus CK cap. The magnitude of B can be written like this or like this, which is equals to the square root of A square plus B square plus C square. So using this very simple formula, you can find the magnitude of a vector quantity. Okay, now coming to the fourth thing, that is vector resolution. What do you mean by resolution? See, so I have a glass filled with water. I want to make it sweet. So what will I do? I will add some sugar to this. I will add a stirrer and I will shake it. When I shake it, what happens to the sugar? The sugar gets dissolved. Now I want to extract back that sugar. I just want the sugar and water to get separate. If I do this, what do I get? I will get sugar and I will get water. So separating this is known as resolution. What is it? It is known as resolution. So if you want to resolve my body, you have to take my head, my hands, my limbs away from me. If they are separate, they are resolved. If they are combined, they become a vector. So how do we resolve a vector? We resolve a vector into different directions. Okay? Resolving a vector means dividing a vector into different directions. Say for example, I have this vector, vector V, which is given as AI cap plus B J cap. Now what is the component of this vector in x direction? The component of this vector in x direction is AI cap. The component of this vector in y direction is B J cap. When I divide this into two parts, this is what? This is vector resolution. Okay, if I have one more component plus C J cap, then what is the Z component of this vector? It is C J cap. So dividing this vector into x, y and z, different directions. This is known as vector resolution. Got it? So when you completely want to describe vector V, it can also be written as Vx, Vy, Vz. Just see, this and this, they are same, because if you put the value of Vx, it becomes AI cap, Vy, it becomes Bj cap, and so on. So it is first important to learn what is the meaning of resolution? Resolution means to divide a vector into different directions. Now, if the vector is given to you in geometrical form, I have this coordinate system, x-axis, y-axis, and I have this vector, say this is vector B. Okay, if I want to resolve B in different directions, what I have to do? I must know one angle. If this angle is theta, you can resolve this vector B only if you are given this angle. Okay, remember this component, x component will be B cos theta, and this component will become B sin theta. Okay, this is the angle. The baju wala side, the adjacent side is always the cos component. The agla wala side, samne wala side could be this or this. Okay, that becomes the sine component. Let us go for one more example. I got this vector k, and suppose this angle is given, this angle is alpha. Okay, what to do? This part, this is k, this is alpha. What is the adjacent side to alpha? This, baju wala side, adjacent side, this one. It is what? This part will be k cos alpha, and the other side, this side will be k sin alpha. Okay, and the total vector k can now be written as k cos alpha. In which direction this is? Negative direction, so sorry, y direction, so this becomes j cap. What is this direction? This is positive x direction, so this becomes k sin alpha into I cap. Okay, people sometimes think that it is only the x-axis which will be cos and y-axis which will be sine. That is not always necessary. It depends on the given angle. If this angle is given, then the side which is attached to that angle will be the cos component, and the side which is opposite to this angle, this or this will be what? This will be k sin alpha. If this is k sin alpha, this will also be k sin alpha, because you see this is the same vector shifted parallel to itself. So these are equal. Understood what I just taught you about equal vectors? So if this is k sin alpha, this is also k sin alpha. If this is k cos alpha, then this will also be k cos alpha. Okay, this is the simple method of vector resolution. Now let us learn something more about vector resolution. Why do we need vector resolution? See, if I have this object of mass m, and if simply I am dropping this down, I am releasing this, it will go down with an acceleration g. What will be the acceleration? Acceleration will be g. But if I have the same mass which is sliding over a plane, okay, this is a frictionless plane. This does not affect the motion of this except making it oblique. This does not offer any friction. So when this goes down, what will be its acceleration? It will move down the plane with what acceleration? Will it be more than g? Will it be less than g? Will it be equal to g? Let us try to find out. I must know this angle. This angle is theta. Okay. This acceleration is g, theta. I am resolving this acceleration g into two parts. This is theta, this is the adjacent side. This becomes g cos theta. This becomes g sin theta. So what is the acceleration of this mass when sliding down for this plane? It will be g cos theta. Okay, now obviously g cos theta will be less than the value of g because cos theta will be less than 1. What is the maximum value of cos theta? Equals to 1. At what angle? When theta equals to 0, cos theta will equal to 1. But here theta is not equal to 0. That means the value of cos theta will be less than 1. So, if you multiply a number g which is less than 1, you will get the answer which is less than g. So, what happens to the acceleration? It increases, decreases or remains same. The acceleration will become less. So, this is how we use the vector resolution in real life. Okay, now few more examples of vector resolution. See, vector resolution is a very important part. It is important because it is one of the mostly used parts. The maximum number of times you are dealing with vectors, you will have to undergo resolution of vectors. So if I have a plane like this, what is this? X-axis and y-axis here, but I have turned it a little bit. Okay, so these are two perpendicular axes. This is the vector given to me, C. This is angle alpha. Resolve C, alpha, baju wala, cos C, cos alpha. जो बाकी बचा वो C sin alpha. That's it. Okay, one more example. I have this angle, this vector as vector P. Okay, now this angle is given to me, this angle is theta. How to resolve it? This is P, this is theta. So the baju wala, the adjacent part becomes P cos theta, the other part becomes P sin theta. Okay, now if someone asks that I want P to be represented in algebraic form, so how to write that? Simple. P is equals to P cos theta plus P sin theta. This is x-axis. What is the direction of x-axis? It's P cos theta in direction of x-axis. This becomes I cap. Sin 1. This becomes j cap. That's all. So this is all about the resolution of vectors.